John.
Do you have any rules? Is there like a good rule of thumb for people?
There's a lot of levels to it. I like to ease the body into it a little bit more. I think going too drastic too quickly, you can have some kickback. You know, your thyroid, it might be in a sensitive state. Your hormones, especially if you're female, could be in a sensitive state. So it could shock the system a little bit. Some people might need that though. But I do a concept called rotational fasting. And it's just like rotating your workout so you don't plateau, right? So you just, I got to increase the weight. I've got to increase the reps. I've got to increase the time or change the time. Like that's pretty much how you get gains working out, no matter what type of workout you're doing. It's the same thing with fasting. So instead of just, intermittent fasting, I saw some results and I just stayed there. I just don't eat breakfast the rest of my life. You can do that. If that works, that's great. As opposed to, let's start with like this week, I'm going to half size my breakfast. And then next week, I'm going to skip breakfast. And then the week after that, I'm going to skip breakfast and do a half size lunch. And then I'm going to do a full day fast one day the next week. And then you see, like you're kind of rotating it a little bit, but you're gradually increasing and then you can gradually decrease. It's kind of like up the ladder, down the ladder. So that's usually what I'll teach. It really helps a lot of people that it's intimidating and they get a little success. And it's sometimes at first you're like, am I doing anything? And then all of a sudden those results start to compound, but you can really reset the metabolism because if you think about it, the way we've been eating, we've ran our metabolisms into the ground for decades. So let's give it a little bit of space. Let's not try to just fix it in 3 days, right? The first time I did it, it took me 24 weeks to kind of just slowly ramp up. I ended up doing a 7-day fast. That's not for everybody for sure. I just wanted to put myself
7 days, no water, no food, why doesn't it work?
I just did liquid. I did water. Yeah, I did some bone broth and some water. It's incredible what the body can withhold, but it's hard. It's not realistic. I like realistic things. We're not going to get too many people to do that. But if I could get you just halfway up that ladder and then you come back down and you did a day or two of fasting, people just feel like they've just conquered the world because it's a big step up the mountain, right? They feel like they've really elevated.
In 2016, I played more or less over half of a season as a vegetarian and just to try to see what's up. And incredibly hard to do if you don't have a chef because there's a demand for your body and it wants calories. And if you don't want to, like you said, I just don't want to just go eat beer and and pizza, cheese pizza or whatever.
Right.
You got to do some work. You got to do some cooking and you got to be prepared for it. And so it's a lot of work. The one biggest takeout, I didn't feel any less power or strength necessarily. The biggest difference was that I felt like I could probably run forever.